Alright, so to start part 1 on Unit 3 Worksheet 3, I'm going to make a skeleton on the bottom. So I'm going to go across the bottom. The full width is 84, and so I'm going to go 42 in either direction. And then to go upwards, I want to get up to the flat part under the circle. And so I can take the full height of 155. And since I'm at the top of the base, I'll subtract the 15, which gives me 140. And I'll subtract the 32 from the top, which gives me to 108. At this spot, I'll then go out 20 in each direction for a full width of 40. And now we can start with the arc. To make the arc, we're going to get the arc tool, just the default 3-point arc, and we're going to click the starting point, the ending point, and then we're just going to bend the arc inward. I'll do that again on the other side. And then what we can do is we can fix the points at these corners. So I'm going to make sure that I'm zoomed in, and I'll know that these points are fixed when they turn black. After these points are fixed, then what I can do is dimension those arcs. So I'll click the dimension tool. And then after I place the dimension, then I can type in the radius of 400, and that should change our arc to where we want it. Now I'm actually going to stop here, finish the sketch and extrude, because this shape is in the center. It has a width of, or depth of 14. And then from here I can start drawing on the top and on the bottom to finish the shape. In Inventor, let me just find the start of this. So I've got that same shape in my sketch. In Inventor, the arc tool is a little bit easier to use because we can just type in the radius as we're placing it. So I click the start point, the end point, and then I made sure I moved my cursor so that it was bending in, because if it's bending out, it'll make a convex arc instead of a concave one. So you can all type 400 and enter, and then finish, extrude, and get that 14 as well. Once we have this shape, I drew on this plane, and if you draw your circle, it should be 32 here. So if we draw the shape at the top, because of the plane that it's in, we'll have to extrude it in 2 directions. And so if we extrude it here, we'll want the asymmetric version, which this exists on both Inventor and Fusion. And it might be easier to see here from the edge. We want it to go more this way and less this way. And we want the full width here to be 28. So we want these two numbers to add up to 28. If we look at where the planes are, we'll see that it should go 7 from the front. Since this is 14, we have to have 7 of overhang here and 7 overhang there. So the first shape is just 7, or the first direction is just 7. And then to add up to 28, we need 21 in the other direction. So that's how we end up with the top part. I'm going to then go down to the bottom. Here I sketched on there we go. sketched on the bottom since this was a flat rectangle. And so I sketched a rectangle with filleted corners. I put the circles there since those holes are through and they don't have anything fancy on them. And then I'm going to extrude that shape a full 15. And then at this point, the last two features that we need to make sure are part of our drawing are the cutout that goes through the top and the cutout that goes to the bottom. And so for both of those, we want to sketch on flat surfaces like this. And so I'm going to plan out where that rectangle is. It's 42 from the center. So I'm going to get to the center and go 21 out. And then I'm going to make a rectangle which is 42 wide and the height is just 5. We can then extrude that rectangle and cut it. So now we have that cut out in the bottom. Then we can repeat the same process up here on the top. And again, we're cutting on this flat edge since it's vertical. We'll just make a rectangle that's up here and then extrude that as well. So the rectangle is 18 wide. This full width is 28. So 28 minus 18 is 10, which means we're going to go in 5 and up. 32 minus 25. Width of 18, and then this distance gets us all the way to the top. And there is part 1 of worksheet 3 in unit 3.